An excerpt from my journal. One of the most beautiful things about this time of year, the time between Christmas and the New Year's, is that everyone is on their best behavior in anticipation, anxiety, and hope of a new year and to get started on the right foot. I love that about humans. I find myself doing the exact same thing. And in anticipation of a better year, recently in my state of reflection, I realized that the idea of a better year doesn't quite exist. I recently mentioned that despite everything that happened to me in 2024, it was still a really good year for me. Net positive. The person I mentioned this to took that statement with shock. With all that happened to you, how was it still a good year? I've had the time to reflect on that in my remaining few days of 2024. While it is true that so much bad did happen, I think it's a matter of perspective. I wrote a paper for a awesome class this year with an even better teacher, examining the ties between Taoism and everything everywhere all at once. I think it's time to apply my learning from that process of crafting the paper to this. Synthesizing it, the paper circles around the balance of the good and bad, which is what everything everywhere all at once dives a little bit deeper into yin and yang. I'm really not religious, but if I were to be, I would definitely be Taoist. It's a way of life, in my opinion, rather than focusing on a god, and focuses on following the path. Wu Wei, which is without any interference with the path or the Dao. Everything that happened to me is something that I've had the privilege of experiencing. Now, after having drafted out everything that I had the privilege of experiencing in 2024, I did realize one thing, one large detriment. I was too stuck on the idea of hope, and in some ways, it's prevented me from growing. But that's something I want to leave behind in 2024. I think it really is only human nature to want to think about things that feel good, that bring joy. We don't like being hurt. I mean, no one wants to be burned by a hot kettle twice in their life. We learn from the first time. But I think that hope is the most powerful of all weapons. It's a temporary fix to a problem that will unravel again later down the line and could potentially hurt you more. Hope prevented me from doing a lot of things and held me back. I found myself being stuck in this quicksand of hope because it only made me weaker when trying to bounce back into my life after what life had thrown at me. I think in 2025, the biggest thing that I plan to take in is that I'm working on and letting go of hope and re-entering the path with Wu Wei. I have full faith and trust that what is meant to be will be.